Oh shit, here we go again. Worst place in the world.
All right, y'all. We back. Episode 5, Coyote Junction. I'm your host, Red Kool-Aid. Ain't no reason to try to be fake mysterious about it. Y'all seen the thumbnail, you seen the intro. We finna build that Grove Street. Now, we not just gonna build just the one street. We gonna build a little bit more of the Ganton district that surrounds it. Definitely gonna throw in some like custom assets that really reflect the old GTA. And I'm not building that raggedy Grove Street from GTA 5. We building the original Grove Street with the bridge over it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to tear down anything. I found the perfect spot. I'm gonna have to readjust some other stuff down the line, but I'm not gonna have to like be destructive and rip out something to try to fit it really close to what we already had. We're gonna move up the highway just a little bit, and I'm definitely taking inspiration. Like I had to download the game, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to actually see this stuff for myself. There's only a certain amount of pictures online, so I had to go do my own research. So we definitely gonna try to get it as close to this vibe as we can with the assets that we have. And you can see I got my jetpack on right now. Rocket Man out here in these streets. So we hovering over Grove Street. You can see it's down there at the cul-de-sac, but we also gonna build these apartments in the back. We're gonna build everything up to that LA River, and we don't have no assets that could build something like that, and I don't have a use for that specific structure in this city. It would look super weird right here next to my highway. We're gonna delete all this stuff that we don't need, and like I said, I'm not gonna tear down a bunch of stuff. This highway exit already existed. If you remember in like maybe the second or third episode, I don't know, I built that little industrial area that turned out to just be a whole bunch of mostly props. Whoever told me that them oil props wasn't gonna work without an actual oil zone, you was right, it didn't work. So I'm not that worried that some of the future destruction to this area is gonna come at the expense of some of that, because the buildings that work, we'll just incorporate them into this area. Right now I'm working on the road layout. From what I could see from all my little aerial surveillance, you know what I'm talking about, it's not really that big of a, you know, crazy build. It's a couple of streets. It's a funny exit. Now I'm going on record, I would never make an exit like this in no city I would build. I like to space stuff out. That's how you keep that traffic down. But if you go look at the map, you'll see that it's a real tight exit right here, and it's two bridges that go across the highway. One of them extends across Grove Street, and that's what we building. I'm also using this road builder to build my own custom street that don't got no that line, that yellow line down the street. That's not realistic. And then I use road builder to also build this cul-de-sac that doesn't have any lines. It's a 2-lane road. I wanted to make it like that so it could be the, you know, sort of the shape of the actual Grove Street from the map. I'm really trying to build this as close as I can, especially as the stuff I can control. Some stuff I can't control. Some of the housing structure ain't right. Some of the building materials ain't right. But, you know, we gonna do the best we can. So we got our road network laid out. It really wasn't that much work. Like I said, it wasn't dramatic. I couldn't figure out where to start, and I figured like starting with this liquor store. If I could make this liquor store look close, then I was on the right track. So I went through like a million assets. Fortunately, we do have some. Now, this is what I personally consider like a Mexican-American, Southwestern type build style, but they're actually categorized as European waterfronts. So I guess, you know, they think more like Spain. I guess that's what they getting used for. You know, same thought, same ancestry, same 23andMe. So we just gonna roll with that. I'm gonna lay some fencing down, and one thing I don't do in this video is lay fencing down along the highway, but you will see it'll be in there in the cinematics. I'm gonna lay down some of the fencing and put like a puddle underneath it, kind of like it's sunk in the ground. It's been there for a long time. I'm also gonna put some of these boards up. Now, in the lore of our city, this don't function because these assets aren't functional. They're just them vanilla ploppable joints. But on the game, I seen like a little arrow. I think you could go in this store on the game. Maybe later on down the line when we get some smaller 1-unit commercial assets, so I could put it in the exact spot that I want to in this parking lot. But right now, this is non-functioning. You can see me hitting it with that Shang Tsung, and this is where the customization starts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I go customization crazy in this episode. Some of what I'm doing isn't exactly something you're gonna be able to do, you know, in your city. Cause I mean, I'll go crazy with the Photoshop. You can see we hit it with that custom ENW liquor sign just to kind of bring that home. And I'm definitely feeling that vibe, man. I'm gonna lay out some of the Grove Street houses, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We gonna save that for last. It's not really a lot to it, man. Go back and look at CJ house. Hey, that's CJ house right there, man. We're gonna recolor it. It ain't nothing to it, man. We gonna get back to that though. We gonna come back to actually detailing up our little cul-de-sac down here. Grove Street gang gang.
You can't spend all day laying in bed.
Wash your nasty ass.
Is that all, mama?
Wake up with a big-ass morning show. Brought to you by Fault Studios and Bev Pop. Bev Pop. It's just fake-ass Mountain Dew.
Alrighty, so we got some church announcements. Now, myself and my illustrious co-host, the Miss Taylor Spliff, will be the special guest DJs at the Hood Day down on Grove Street this weekend. So y'all come check us out. Special shout out to the Junction family mob. If you know, you know.
Okay, I have to be honest, Waffles. I've never really been to that part of town. Is everything gonna be like okay?
No, I wouldn't worry about it. Everything's fine. We're with the OGs, but don't wear anything purple. Oh, and promise me something. You won't try to start another freestyle cipher. Taylor, you're second white people back 25 years.
Don't hate on my freestyle skills, Waffles. I'll eat your ass up on the MIC, and that's on gang.
And you are on drugs. Just don't rap, please.
So you can see me kind of preparing the Grove Street, even though, like I said, we're going to get to that later on. I'm replacing some fences. I'm definitely putting that alley that runs behind those houses. We got to have that, man. I'm going for some angles. There's certain angles I know I can get right. I'm going to recolor this fence, and then we're going to move down the block to behind CJ house. It's like a little shopping node back here. It's got like a laundry mat and like a liquor store. You can go check out the game. You can see some pictures. I'm taking some creative liberties with this part because we don't have the exact assets, but I'm gonna get it as close as I can and make sure I make the kind of open parking lot. Now at the other end of the block, closer to the liquor store that we made, there's another little like commercial node. There's a gym, there's like a Binko clothing store, and there's a meat market. So I went and made me some custom assets to kind of bring that all to life. This is gonna be my gym. Across the street, I'm gonna put like a little office asset. It's nothing. We ain't even gonna worry about that right now. That's just to kind of fill up the space, but it is a functional office. Now right here I got me some custom Binko signs that I made because as many creative liberties as I gotta take, I wanted to try to keep it real where I could, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna hit this with some of these signs right here on the outside, some of this little clutter. We're gonna throw an ATM on this, and I'm gonna use some custom stuff, but we can also use some vanilla stuff, man. You see we got that 26.9. That's a wild week if you working 26.9, man. I'm gonna throw a few more like these vape signs from Sully's Venice Beach pack, and we're gonna make sure that we hit it with a little bit of street detailing. I don't want to get too far away from where the detailing is on the game though. Speaking of detailing, man, I did it, y'all, man. I released my first little pack of assets, man. These little storefront clutter assets and signs. Make sure y'all go check it out on the PDX Mods workshop, man. I ain't being stingy with it, man. I'm using it in this city, but I'm also making sure everybody get it. And I'm talking about,
And we give it back to you, the people.
so check that out. Run my numbers up, man. If you watch my series, definitely run it up. The pack is called Urban Elements Volume 1. It's like a mixtape, right? Oh yeah, man, I be hitting them with that sauce, man. Y'all already know. So let's get back to the build though, because we sidetracked. Shameless plug. So we're gonna hit this building right here. This is gonna be our Flores Meat Market. Again, creative liberties, because that sign don't look nothing like that. I wanted to use some of the signs for the pack so other people could use them. So now, like, I ain't got the Binko sign in there or nothing like that, but Flores Meat Market, arcade, pawn shop, stuff that you'll see me use in this episode, and definitely those little storefront cigarette signs and all that type of stuff. All that's available in the pack. So we hitting this Flores Meat Market off with a little bit of detailing, man, just kind of making it feel like it's a more functional asset. I think this is a ploppable. I think this is ploppable vanilla because it's an industrial asset, but it's like right across the street from some houses. See, I can't make people die because I like the asset, and we don't got no block shit. I keep praying for the day I look in the workshop and see some type of blocks or blank assets, commercial assets where you could finesse it your own way even a little bit more, but that's okay, maybe down the line. So I'm hitting this alleyway with a lot of details and some invisible pedestrian paths so people will actually use them. You can see people walking in them, and I'm going to use some of the Los Angeles people that Sully made to kind of add some kind of standing around people. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I be in alleyways myself sometime, bro. I'm not even going to assume. Now, the gym, I wanted to make it the Delphi gym.
We making champs in the Delphi gym. We not dancing. We not singing. We fighting.
So I got a lot of detailing to do. We got to detail up the little other shopping center down there, and I got to build some apartments before we get to that Grove Street. But I ain't going to talk about it. Let's play some music.
It's time for another exclusive mix. K104, The Edge. Your home for today's best G-Funk and chill hop.
So, Waffles, you got something new for us? Is it like a West Coast sound? Maybe something for the streets?
Jesus Christ, what do you know about the streets, woman?
Hey, wait a minute. I know about the streets. Remember, I dated like 3 failed drill rappers, okay? I know about the streets.
Tell Wall Street, Sesame Street, but you know what? It is a West Coast sound. Now, the year was 1994. The Lion King broke the box office. Tanya Hardin broke Nancy Kerrigan's kneecap. And a couple of lads from SoCal would tell us all why it's important to have your friends back when they're in a tight spot.
Pause.
You know what that is, a pause. That was crazy.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some skirts for the eve so I could get some phones rolling in my ride, chilling all alone.
Just hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. Seen a car full of girls, ain't no need to tweak. All of you skirts know what's up with 213.
So I hooked select on 21 and Lewis, some brothers shooting dice. So I said, let's do this. I jumped out the rock and said, what's up? Some brothers bought some gas, so I said, I'm stuck.
Since these girls peeping me, I'm gonna glide and swerve. These hookers looking so hard, they straight hit the curve. Want to bigger, better things than some horny tricks. I see my homie and some suckers all in his mix.
I'm getting Jeff, I'm breaking myself. I can't believe they taking Warren's wealth. They took my rings, they took my Rolex. I looked at the brother, said, damn, what's next?
They got my homie hemmed up and they all around. Can't none of them see him if they going straight down for pound. They wanna come up real quick before they start to clown. I best pull out my strap and lay them busters down.
They got guns to my head, I think I'm going down. I can't believe it's happening in my own town. If I had wings, I would fly. Let me contemplate. I glance in the cut and I see my homie Nate.
16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. Nate Dogg is about to make some bodies turn cold. Now they dropping and yelling, it's a tad bit late. Nate Dogg and Warren G have to regulate.
I be dead on his ass like Spencer for fucking hire. And I do it in a jiffy. And I don't care if it's mama to ass, grandmama, innocent bystanders, little kids, babysitters, bill collectors, whatever. I leave this whole block filled with hot grass if I have to. And you know why? Because I just don't give a fuck.
I laid all them busters down, I let my gat explode. Now I'm switching my mind back into freak mode. If you won't skirt, sit back and observe. I just left a gang of hoes over there on the curb.
Now they got the freaks and that's a known fact. Before I got jacked, I was on the same track. Back up, cause it's on N-A-T-E and me, the woman to the G.
Just like I thought, they were in the same spot, in need of some desperate help. A Nate Dogg and the G-Child were in need of something. One of them dames was sexy as hell. I said, ooh, I like your size. She said my chords broke down and just sing real nice. Would you let me ride? I got a car full of girls and it's going real swell. The next stop is the East Side Motel.
All I'm saying is when Exhibit brings that car back, you gon' be bitches. Like you gon' have so many bitches, that's what niggas is gon' call you. No disrespect. No disrespect. You just called your grandfather bitches. Yeah, but I don't mean bitches in a disrespectful way. I mean it as a general word for women.
I'm tweaking into a whole new era. G-Funk, step to this, I dare ya. Funk on a whole new level.
The rhythm is the bass and the bass is the treble.
Chords, strings, we brings melody. G-Funk, where rhythm is life and life is rhythm.
If you know like I know, you don't wanna step to this. It's the G-Funk era, funked out with a gangster twist. You smoke like I smoke, then you high like every day. And if your ass is a buster, 213 will regulate.
All Alright, so I still got my jetpack on. We flying over the apartments I was talking about. They're called like the Ganton Court apartments or something like that. So we're gonna do our best. I'm using some of the ploppable vanilla joints, and you'll see me actually put a few houses inside these because I really want people to live in them. I don't want them to just be barren, just looking good. But again, I'll never stop waiting for the day where we have like really small assets, because I'm kind of limited to how I'm able to do it. I was only able to put a certain amount of houses, and the way like the driveways and the pathing works on the houses, people get cut off, and it's a whole weird thing, man. So I'm laying out this the fronts of the houses the best I can, kind of according to the way they looked on the game. I'm definitely gonna hit it with that. Oh, there we go. It's a crash every time. Anyway, I'm gonna spare y'all all the times I had to rebuild stuff, but I'm gonna put some of them crashes in here. So we laying down some of our custom Real Visions grass decals. I think these are real Visions, and I'm gonna recolor that fence that's on the outside. It was actually a little easier to get this at close to the game than I thought it was gonna be out of all of the stuff I had to do. I got some grass that I turned brown using the recolor mod. It's experimental. I don't know if it'll last forever, but you can see me kind of sprinkling that around, and I'm gonna hit it with a few rocks, bushes. Then I'm gonna go back and lay like a layer of trash and just kind of clutter wherever I can. Right here you can see me, these are the houses that I could figure out that kind of would slide inside of them. I doubled and tripled some of them up and just kind of made sure they were all, you know, inside the building, hidden. I didn't want half the building to be sticking out somebody's window or something. I'm going back and laying some more of the street stains on the vanilla paths. I could have did invisible paths, but I figured I could mess them up on the back end. And definitely all the leakage in the world, you'll see me do this all over this episode. This is like one of the ways to really add another layer of that ruggedness to the textures of your buildings. I definitely am big on the leakage. I can't wait till we get like another pack of smaller for smaller buildings, because sometimes they just kind of overlap in places that you don't want them to. Now at the end of the block down here near the office building and the Delphi gym, where they ain't singing and they ain't dancing, I wanted to go for a couple of more of the GTA assets. So I figured a Clucking Bell was probably doable with the stuff that we had. I kind of had my eye on this building right here to make other little custom restaurant type buildings using decals. So I figured this was a good little time to experiment. I'm gonna make the colors match way more than the game do. The game has like that ugly orange awning, and I did not want to get roasted in my comments for not having this building, so we definitely got to have an ammunition. Now it's not really here on the map. This is like some radio departments on the map, and there's actually a rail line that goes past here, but I didn't want to do that much destruction. So we just gonna build us a Clucking Bell and a little ammunition right here in a little shopping center. Now we may move this down the line, but I felt like it was a good spot for right now. Still hitting it with those custom decals that I made. Some of these are in the pack. These Clucking Bell joints are not in the pack, but y'all make sure y'all check that out. And we've put it off for long enough, man. We might as well jump down and make this cul-de-sac look how it's supposed to look. Now this yard that's right here next to like the pawn shop area, it's actually just a big giant green space. I'm gonna have some green, but I couldn't do it like that. So again, creative liberties, doing my own thing with it. I'm gonna make kind of one of those big backyards that's kind of got the little carport kind of way back in it, and we'll throw like a little basketball hoop back here. You know, they used to be back here grilling, clowning, smoking, ain't nothing going on. Now in the front of this yard right here, I wanted to throw down some decals to kind of make the sidewalk. Oh, there we go. Yep, one more time. Yeah, I'm sparing y'all the rebuilds. We're just gonna skip over to this little house right here that has that little, it's like a little basketball court in it. Y'all, some of y'all know exactly the house I'm talking about. Again, I figured out the ways I could do this. Also, somebody mentioned in my comments, flimp. Don't flimp nothing. Flip the fences upside down. Basically using that same method that I used to build that pier. Y'all might have seen that in the last episode, and if you did, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all definitely been showing up, man. So you see I tried to go with the real grass, but it's way too green, so I'm actually gonna make me a custom grass palette using like 3 different decals. I think all of these are Real Visions. I'm not sure about that, but y'all need to check out that pack, man. It's a manual install, but it's worth it for like street level stuff like this. So you can see I'm kind of going back and resetting some of the driveways. Cars will actually park in those spots. I just didn't want to have those, you know, nice, clean. Oh, good jeez.
Please! God damn it! I hate this hacking crap.
All right, so again, I be trying, man. I be trying. This is y'all. What episode? This is what I be going through, man. This is the type of, and it's from using Move It. It's something in Move It and something in Find It. I don't know, man. I can't wait till they get that fixed though. But we laying down some decals on this street. I definitely wanted to go in with the texture on at least this one street. Now it's textures all over the place, but this one street I OD, man. So we're lining the sidewalks and making sure everything just kind of has a little bit of overgrowth. This is before we do our fence work. We got to do some of our flipped upside down fences on some of these yards, but it's definitely, you know, I can't do nothing about the faraway views, but my close-up view is definitely looking like it. So right here behind this house, I felt like was a good place. We could put like a car that's on fire, and we'll put like a, well, not really a homeless encampment, but just like one or two little spots. That house is probably abandoned, but the police be in there all the time. So they like, man, look, we can stay out here. You know what I'm saying? Well, they can't kick us out of outside. You know, it's a lot harder to kick somebody out of outside. You can move them, but you can't really kick them out of outside. So we're going to line this up with some of the trees. I'm going to come back and put a chain link fence to line that whole thing. It's not really like that in the game, though. If you go play the game right quick, you'll see you can run straight across the highway. It's like nothing. I lowered mine just a little bit. I'm also going to make some of these fences kind of at all different angles and everything. I'm gonna drag that one car out of that yard because there's actually a car in the yard right next to CJ house. I know that for a fact. And we're gonna hit this with a few props in the front yard just to make it look like, you know, Auntie and them be sitting outside every once in a while. And if y'all might have noticed, we playing with the game. It's not on pause. It's actually playing right now. So you might hear the cars and stuff in the background. I ain't really figured out no workaround for that audio yet. We don't have no tuner yet, but I'm not losing money no more. I mean, I am every once in a while, but I'm making, you know, $1,000 an hour or whatever. And I don't need to make a lot of money. I just don't want to lose it. If I can just make money, that means I can detail all I want and I can get lost in little projects. So finally, we'll actually see some liveliness going on while I'm actually building. I'm gonna OD on the trash on some houses. I'm gonna board up some of the houses and we'll hit it with a beware of dog sign. And we're gonna kind of tilt one of those fences. We also got clotheslines and stuff. They did good about having props in the vanilla that's kind of like that, the boards and stuff. And we'll make sure we hit CJ's house with a little bit of leakage. There's not a lot of detail on CJ house, man. There's nothing really distinctive about it. There's no, you know, I did the best I could with that. But the whole cul-de-sac, all in all, will have the feeling by the time I'm done. Now, right here under the overpass, a lot of people might feel like this would have been a place to put a bunch of tents and people living, but not this close to people's houses, man. They wouldn't tolerate that. But a little hangout spot, like a little dope fiend hangout spot, you could probably get away with that every once in a while, as long as you ain't making too much noise. We'll build an actual homeless encampment in another spot in this city later on down the line. That's not it. That's just a little, you know, little job spot. Just standing around job talking. Ain't nothing going on. We're going to board up some more of these houses, burglar bar some of these houses that look a little too fancy for the neighborhood, and then we'll hit it with a few of our palms. I'm also making sure I put graffiti on stuff. Now, I had to actually go make the Grove Street graffiti. I had to actually like really make it for real. So I included our own little Junction family mob. That's our little Coyote Junction gang, you know what I'm saying? Repping the gang. Grove Street at the same time. You know, Grove Street is actually a bunch of families. If y'all don't know the lore of the game, it's not just one gang. It's the Seville Street Boys or Seville Boulevard Boys or something like that. Now, I didn't do all of the billboards they got on Grove Street, but I felt like we could do one. And let's save one of the spaces for, you know, our local radio station, man. We got to put on for the city. And somebody mentioned that Waffle should be wearing some flannel, man. So I definitely made sure I did that. And we'll put this right here on the corner so it's got prime real estate. Got that Snoop and Martha with the Bic. I had to do that, man. It just adds to that West Coast vibe, man. We don't play around, man. Look, when y'all see me step out and do a thing, just know it's going to be coordinated like that. Now, it's not no exact replica or none of that. Somebody's definitely going to come along way down the line, and when we get more assets, and they're probably going to build a whole Los Santos or something, man. But I'm proud that I was able to incorporate it into my existing city. It's not like a tack on. It's not a, you know, rip something out and just do it. I didn't build just this for this episode and it's on a map. it's in my city, man. So we'll pop back down here. Y'all can see they having a hood day right now. It's going down on Grove Street. Don't come down there with no foolishness, man. Them young boys will hop out with the whole weapon wheel, man. Meanwhile, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, just like y'all be doing, man. Y'all be turning up, man. I'm super appreciative of all that. I be trying to answer all the comments and stuff, but I be falling behind, especially when I fall behind on the episodes. I be like, dang, man, I don't want to talk. I need to be going to make the episode. I don't need to answer nothing right now. But anyway, cinematics.
Hit the like, comment and subscribe. Don't be a hater with a voltage regulator. Just like, comment and subscribe. It's red Kool-Aid, not strawberry or cherry.